3-2-2. Second server. 3-2-2. Point. Four, two, two. Thank you. Side out. 2-4-1. Second server.
Here?
Yes. 2-4-2.
Nice little
Side out.
Ernie there from Michelle Esquivel. Welcome, everyone. We're back. Lauren McLaughlin, Dominic Catalano here. We are breaking into game number 1
2-1.
of this Pro Mixed Doubles match. We have Zane Navertil and Michelle Esquivel on the near end, Georgia Johnson and J.W. Johnson on the far end.
2-2.
Diane Unitich, our USA Pickleball certified referee.
So far today, already impressed by the way Georgia Johnson's playing. They already had an upset win earlier against Althoff Merchant and Olivia McMillan, and playing well this match too.
Navertil's there to cover Esquivel, but just kind of nonchalantly went for that and put it in the net, unfortunately. Of course, Georgia and JW are brother and sister. JW Johnson just 18 years old. Georgia Johnson, I believe 15 years old. They've played together a couple times now with some varying results. So it's nice to see them get a little more experience together.
Nice play.
Yeah, like you said, they haven't played a ton together, just recently started playing together. JW used to play with his mom, Julie Johnson. Julie is a senior pro now, and Georgia stepped into that role, and it was a struggle at first, but now they are finding their own. Right there.
I mean, look at that. Gorgeous.
Sits on that backhand beautifully. Georgia Johnson swinging that new signature engage paddle of hers.
Love that blue color. Of course, Zane Navertil also has been a little MIA the last month or so. He's sat out a couple tournaments. He just kind of took some time for himself. His girlfriend Jenny won Miss Wisconsin, so went with her on a couple appearances.
That's a good read by Georgia, coming over to take that dig from Navertil, because brother J.W. Johnson was way back at the baseline on that overhead. Good job, just the execution not there on the two-handed backhand from Georgia Johnson.
6-3-2.
But nice to see Navertil back as well, like I was saying, and I'm very excited to see the results for Georgia and JW together as they continue to get that experience and, you know, learn to play together at this high level. I think it will only get better.
Yeah, JW's already made his name, you know, well known on the APP tour,
6-2.
you know, in singles and doubles. He'll be playing men's doubles tomorrow with Johnny Goldberg.
Ooh, nice dig from Georgia. There is some wind as well. I believe there's no wind socks. Kind of felt like the wind held up that last shot from Georgia Johnson there. But there is some wind in the area.
Second server.
Good hands from Escovel on that first attack.
6-3-2.
Unfortunately, can't get the second.
Oh,
Side out.
At JW sitting on that right there with his big forehand in the middle. Escovel went sideline to the middle, and JW Johnson went right back to that sideline with authority.
definitely some wind gusting right now. Nice lead from Navertil.
Yeah, almost seems to be going left to right on your screen. The wind, it's coming in our face in the booth here.
3-6-2.
All right, 3-6-2, keeping it pretty close here in game one. No one really pulling away with it yet. There it is again.
That's the same exact spot, Lauren.
And the thing is, in mix two, you have to remember the male almost always is going to be cheating over to the middle, whichever side he's on. So that middle is really not as open as it would be perhaps in gender doubles or, you know, in other scenarios. So you really got to pick your moments to go up the middle when you're able to pull the male player especially out.
I like that move again right there, just right on cue as you're talking, Lauren. JW Johnson pulls himself all the way into that middle, but unfortunately he's about a half step behind that, can't get over the top of it enough and sails it long. But they are 1 point closer at 4-6.
Second server.
And talking off camera with Randy Coleman earlier, we're talking about how heavy the Johnsons hit their ball. We talked about that, almost talk about hitting a heavy ball, meaning that as that ball's getting to it, almost seems to be speeding up. It's not slowing down, it seems to be speeding up. And both Georgia Johnson and JW Johnson hit that kind of ball.
Really nice attack there from Georgia Johnson from such a low position too, able to surprise Navertil up in his upper body. And I mean, he gets a paddle on it, but got exactly what Georgia wanted there.
JW out in front of that, set off the frame of the paddle.
5-6-2.
Their ball long there from the Johnsons. Gets in the side out, but they're trailing just by one now.
5-1.
St. Navertil with that big chainsaw serve that we are used to seeing from him now. And then a big drive to follow it up.
7-5-1.
So thank goodness for the win there. Georgia Johnson's return. The wind knocked that return down, or that was going to be very long on the Navertil serve.
Thank you, Georgia. 7-5-2.
All right, we have a timeout here called from
Called by the receiving team.
Georgia Johnson
The score is
after that
8-5.
error there. So we're going to have this jigsaw hydration break. So Esquivel and Navratil, again, you know, get back that 3-point lead here in game 1 after Georgia and JW almost tied it up at 6. Pulling away, a couple errors now. I think that's a really great timeout to kind of refocus and just kind of, you know, brush off any frustration that's lingering from those shots and just come out here, because this really has been a very close game 1.
Yeah, Georgia was more frustrated that she didn't take that last ball out of the air. She let that ball bounce and ended up having to take 2-3 steps back behind the kitchen line instead of attacking that ball and taking it out of the air. She let it bounce and wasn't able to attack it. So I think she was really upset at that, and then the mistake. And so a good timeout, like you said, a good time for it at that point.
Receiving team with 1 timeout left in this game. Serving team, 2 timeouts left in this game.
Michelle, correct server, correct position.
Yes, she is. She is the correct server, and yes, she is the correct position. Time in.
Our tent
8-5-2.
having a little fun dancing in the wind here. Oh,
Side out.
So Navratil with a great read.
I know
as
he's
that
there.
As that ball was going to go past Esquivel, but it hit her foot.
5-1.
I'm surprised Navratil didn't attack that earlier dink that JW left up, I thought, at an attackable height for him.
6-8-1.
And instead, you know, played it softly.
Great hands. Nice job, Michelle.
Interesting, some hesitation from JW there, who thought about poaching that one and let it go.
2.
6-8-2.
Good step in from JW Johnson there again in the middle, making himself big, taking over and taking control there on his forehand.
7-8-2.
All right, back within 1 again now. Esquivel and Navratil have switched sides,
Side out.
trying something different.
8-7-1. That's it. Really? What?
Really nice resets from Esquivel.
Just the not right time to attack that ball right there, where Georgia's sitting on her forehand on the sideline because big brother JW is in the middle.
2.
And the wind is absolutely a factor right now for anyone at home wondering. It is definitely affecting these shots for sure.
Nice ball, counter attack from Zane Navratil right there. Again, now he's anticipating the JW Johnson attack, so that's what he needs to do right there. Be ready for it and counter attack it like he just did. So Esquivel was telling Zane out, and then she looks at it again and goes, no, 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 it was way in.
7-9-1. Point.
Johnson getting the love of the net. Much needed there, now they're within 1.
8-9-1.
Come on, let's go. Come on.
Second server.
Let's go, Michelle. This is what you meant.
8-9-2.
Again within 1. The Johnsons have yet to be able to actually tie it up here in game 1. Let's see if they can do it here. That was
setup.
beautiful.
Great setup from Michelle Esquivel there, being patient too. Usually she likes to pull the trigger there after she goes 2 or 3 times cross court on her forehand, likes to flip middle, but then she also has that little inside out, which she showed right there. Big side out.
I think that one landed like on the line too, so it was perfectly placed.
Again, now Navratil's he's figured out Johnson right now, and he's sitting on that.
10-8-1.
All right, game point here for Esquivel and Navratil.
That's a nice attack. So Georgia Johnson had gone down the line like 2 or 3 times before that. Zane Navratil leaned towards the sideline, and Georgia went middle.
Georgia Johnson has had some beautiful attacks that first game. Ultimately, though, Esquivel and Navratil come out on top 11-8. We are going to take a very short break here in a moment. Before we come back for game number 2, our players will switch ends for that game. We'll get back into the action momentarily.
It's pickleball cocktail. It's pickleball cocktail. It's pickleball cocktail. I don't cream. When I step on the court, this is what I do. Okay. Everybody cramping, cause they ain't got that new. I got this cocktail in my glass, and I ain't afraid to drink it. Drink it, drink it, drink it. I pickle and I love it. It's pickleball cocktail. It's pickleball cocktail. It's pickleball cocktail. I don't cramp.
Welcome back, everyone. Lauren McLaughlin and Dominic Catalano here at the APP Tours New Jersey Open, the very first professional pickleball tournament that has ever taken place in the Garden State, so very exciting. Sold out tournament here. We were able to get 600 people at this Veterans Park here in Hamilton, New Jersey. Very exciting to be able to continue to bring pickleball to new locations around the country, Dom. And this is both of our first time here in the Garden State.
Yeah,
so
we drove around, we drove around the park a little bit this morning. We saw a fighter jet. We saw an Apache helicopter. We saw a tank.
Yep.
This is truly a veterans park.
It is very nice, beautiful park in a smaller city of Hamilton, New Jersey, about 45 minutes from Philadelphia.
Game 2, time in. 0-0-2.
All right, Georgia Johnson and J.W. Johnson starting us off serving here in game 2 on the near end. Michelle Esquivel and Zane Navratil on the far end. Really nice hands there from J.W. Johnson. Again, we mentioned during game 1, the wind is definitely picking up, gusting at times, so this end change will certainly affect how the players have to adjust now with that wind being a factor.
Georgia right there for that block. But a good drive from Navratil. Keeping that ball so low makes it so hard to hit an actual good block there. So Navratil almost laughing at Georgia Johnson. She did get that return back. It was in the transition area. A ball that Navratil could attack, but he attacks right at the backhand of Johnson, and she rips it and puts it away.
She was like, nah, I got that one. 2-1-2.
Nevertell kind of in between there. It almost looked like he wanted to step into that, kind of counter that with the backhand, but changed his mind and tried to drop it.
Second server.
Georgia Johnson moving forward as she hits that instead of setting her feet.
1-3-2.
Good job by Michelle Esquivel going inside out. Not afraid to go at J.W. Johnson. You keep it low, he can't attack it, so great inside out dinking from Esquivel.
Second server.
Come here.
3-1-2.
Good hands on that first ball from Georgia Johnson. She gets the two-handed backhand she wants. I think she got it a little too low, though. Needs to get that a couple inches higher.
All right, 5-1-2 here in game 2. Oh, and Nevertell gets his first ace of the match there with that serve, making it 6-1.
Some nice bouncing around by all four players there. Good coverage on all parts, but a timeout here from Johnson and Johnson.
All right, 7-1-2. It's a big lead here for Esquivel and Nevertell here in game 2. Game 1 definitely closer the entire way. Georgia and J.W. Johnson able to kind of stay sort of neck and neck, not really letting them pull away, but they have here in game 2, you wonder if switching ends, having the wind, a different factor that you're dealing with, has perhaps played into it, and that's exactly why you switch sides in pickleball, Dom. You switch games, and then if you go to a game 3, you switch sides at 6, because there are such differing factors, especially when wind is in play on both of these ends. So it really, you have to adjust a lot. So it seems a bit that JW and Georgia are struggling just a little here in game 2 to kind of get back into that groove that they had game 1. We'll see if they can make that adjustment before Esquivel and Nevertell possibly win this match here after game 2.
7-1-2.
And now Georgia, last 2 serves, struggled with the Nevertell serve, and it's a 8-0 run here after Georgia Johnson and J.W. Johnson took a quick 1-0 lead.
And this is that one.
So right there, as you can see, unforced errors already in this game. Georgia Johnson and J.W. Johnson with 9. Esquivel and Nevertell, pretty much clean game with only 2 unforced errors. And that being a huge difference in the score right now.
Oh, Esquivel saves him.
Off the shoe tops, Esquivel, beautiful reset.
8-1-1.
Just gets a little aggressive with that two-handed backhand, which she of course can absolutely crush. That one unfortunately sails out. Oh no.
So that's 3 in a row on Georgia Johnson, the last 3. Nevertell's really hit those serves, so.
And you can tell he's he knows that Georgia is struggling with it, so he is putting a lot more on those serves than you're seeing him put on when he's serving to J.W. Johnson. But it's paid off.
Server. 10-1-2.
All right, this is match point here for Esquivel and Navratil.
Point game and match.
Really nice rally to end that match there. Ultimately goes to Michelle Esquivel and Zane Navratil. Really great playing there from Georgia Johnson and J.W. Johnson, especially in game one. Dominic's going to head on over to the studio to chat with Michelle Esquivel and Zane Navratil momentarily, but we will take a very short break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back in the Franklin studio with Dom and our winners when we come back.
I've been playing professional pickleball for a little over 4 years now. Throughout the day I would take salt tablets, I would take electrolyte tablets, and when it was hot and it was a long day, I just feel my energy drop. I started taking Electrolyte Supreme in the fall of last year. I played great and I recovered perfectly. I was like surprised. I know I played a lot over those 3 days or 4 days, and afterwards I wasn't even sore. If you're not drinking electrolytes yet, then you probably haven't tried them.
If you like to dink, then Pickleball Magazine has what you're looking for. Our bi-monthly print publication will help you become a better player with instructional tips, drills, and articles from the top teaching pros in the sport. And you'll become a healthier, stronger player with psychological, nutritional, and wellness advice from experts in their fields. Finally, if it's product reviews or the latest news, we have that too. To learn more or to subscribe today, go to pickleballmagazine.com.